Okay, time now is 8:21 a.m. on October 7th. Yeah, goddamn. I slept from 3 a.m. to 8:20. Uh Thank God I slept at 3 a.m. because I was actually falling asleep. I planned to watch two films and two episodes of anime. First of all, turns out I have three episodes of anime left. Second of all, I spent like an hour talking to Michelle over Discord, and by then it was already nearly 2 a.m. So, yeah, and then as I was watching the anime, I actually fell asleep. I was falling asleep, dozing off. I couldn't handle it. So, yeah, I had to go to bed immediately. Goddamn, I'm so tired. Goddamn, I'm so sleepy. Oh my god. I know I just slept for more than 5 hours, but waking up felt so bad just now. So anyways, today is Monday, so the usuals. CCCS 200, Religion 301, and then tonight is CTPR 456. In the middle, at around 5 something ish a.m., there's the APCA music video interview, which is going to be interesting actually. I'm going to do it. And then also at some point today, I think I'm going to call Kiara, because Kiara wants to talk to me about fighting Kuchio, which is pretty cool. And that's it for today. So lots of things to do. Also, because I couldn't finish any movies last night, I need to finish the silent film today. That's why I'm waking up a little earlier. Usually Mondays, I can wake up at 8:50, but just now I actually woke up at 8:10 or 8:15, went back to bed, and now it's 8:20. So I'm giving myself a little more time, just half an hour, to watch anime and watch a silent film in 2 times speed. And maybe film a movie review, but I highly doubt that I have the time for that. Holy shit, so much. And of course, there's the midterms from a religion class, and the paper for Spotlight magazine that is due on the 11th. And I'm gonna also, I think I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's. Because I don't have time tomorrow. I don't have time on Wednesday. I do want to go to Ralph's, but I don't have the fucking time. And on Thursday, I'll be on set. So, like, literally, I have no chance of going to fucking Ralph's. So I'm going to Trader Joe's again. I'm running out of meat, running out of veg, so I'm gonna need to stock up. Yeah, that's it. So I might pay a visit to TJ's, and that's it. I'm so tired. I'm gonna sleep 3 a.m. or earlier tonight. Tomorrow I'll probably wake up, I don't know, 10 a.m. 3 to 10, 7 hours. That's pretty good. Yeah. Life. I want to note that I had a dream where I was on SCA second floor or third floor, but it was like a fucking maze. It was like a huge maze. And in one of the hallways, I and a bunch of other people are auditioning for APCA directors or something. And I was all alone and I was already kind of stressed about it. And then we had to do this weird game where I forgot we need to keep running around fighting another person against another person, and we had to like not move at some point, and then I accidentally moved a little bit and I was disqualified. Game 1. Yeah. What?
I entered from like down there.
Oh. Okie dokie, time now is 11:46 p.m. on October 7th. I am a sleepy boy, and I'm going to be talking about today. Okay, Jing Chen is still speaking to me. Okay, much confusion. It's 11:49, let's talk about today. Today's actually really eventful for some reason. Again, there isn't a single day where I would say it's like life-changing, unlike round 3. But at the same time, I'm so busy and so many small trivial things are happening. But I'd say today overall is a good day. Like there are a lot of small victories today. So I went to CTCS 200. I walked to school and I was not late technically. I was like right on time, but like yeah, this morning was definitely a little hectic. I rewatched the last episode of Shoshimin's series because I was falling asleep last night and I couldn't get it at all. And then I tried to watch the silent film and I ran out of time, blah 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 blah. Yeah. And then there's me missing the bus. So I decided to walk all the way to school. And I didn't want to arrive late because if I arrived late, then Matt would just sit with some of his friends and not me. So I arrived on time, and Matt arrived like a little later than me. But when I arrived, I thought that Matt was already there. So I'm like, well, screw it. I guess I'll just sit alone today. I'm tired anyways. It's whatever. So I just, instead of sitting at the third most front row, I sat at the fourth most front row. Because if Matt isn't here, then what's the point in sitting so front? But no, Matt did show up and he sat to my right, and I'm like, hey. And I feel like, despite the fact that Matt is still this elusive, aloof person, like over the weekend, he DJ'd for a set, and then like he got interviewed by Variety after he left the theaters from watching Joker 2, but he was misquoted, and then he called Variety to force him to change the newspaper article or something. It's so weird. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, but I feel like we're even closer to each other right now. Like, we laugh about and stuff like that. But yeah, I did like pretty much fall asleep again in class. Like almost fall asleep. Like drowsy. And then at around 11:30, Matt left because there's a walkout in support of Gaza. And again, it's a little awkward because while I support Gaza, I'm not that emotionally compelled to do this. I feel like part is that a cockroach? Or am I hallucinating? Okay, I think I am hallucinating. I think I'm going insane. Okay. I'm just not that emotionally compelled, and I realize that partially it's because so many people are pro Gaza that I don't need to do it if there's already so many people doing it, you know? Um, but yeah, that's that. So, after CTCS 200, I talked with Leza a little bit. Both of us are really tired and sleepy and busy, and also I started to receive texts, USC Trojan safety, police activity, and also text from my religion class group chat, and about how the gates are closing. So I'm like, oh my god, there's like a whole ass protest out there. Like the police are here. Like maybe I don't need to go to religion class. That's gonna save me so much time because I have so much other random weird shit to do today. So oh my god, that's crazy. So yeah. So I and Lisa were talking about that, and it appears that they're closing off the village as well. So, and Lisa went to Trader Joe's to buy some groceries, but the groceries in question is just apple juice. And I was like, okay, if they're closing the village now, I might as well buy groceries and directly go home and just skip the religion class. The religion class is not going to mean anything anyways because it's just more yapping. So at that point, I don't know what to do. But then I thought, wait, but what if the religion class is still happening? And I believe somebody emailed the professor asking if the religion class is still happening, and of course it is because the professor is really stubborn about this. The professor's like, try other gates. And so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't skip the religion class. So I stayed being a good boy, and so I decided to stay. So I went to Starbucks, bought myself a sandwich. It's like $8, which is so expensive for a fucking sandwich. Um, and then it's like turkey pesto sandwich, and then I just grabbed it and walked it all the way to McClintock Gate, which is open. Unsurprisingly, it's always open. It's open. I went in, and then I went to SCA third floor couch to eat that sandwich, take a rest, and then I walked to DMC religion class, and I'm like, okay, here I am. Let's see if religion class is still happening. And may I mind you, I have a bunch of other weird shit to do. Like, I have to do this, I have to call Kiara, I have to buy groceries, I have to do an interview for APCA, and then I have a bunch of homework. It's crazy. And yeah. Um so anyways, I went to the religion class. I went to DMC second floor, room 207, and there's literally no one in there. I'm like, "Oh wow, shit." So I'm like, "Oh, maybe now I can go. Maybe I can leave." And as I was about to leave, I saw Aaliyah, the Jewish girl, but after a couple classes ago, apparently she's also half Mexican, but like white Mexican probably. So she's like, hi, and I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. There's no one in the classroom. If the class is canceled or anything, we should just leave. And she's like, okay, but like, let's just wait for a bit. Somehow she's an even better student than me. So she went to the bathroom and she's like, watch my bag for me. And I'm like, fine. So I just stayed in the classroom. And of course, because I did that, the professor showed up and I'm roped into the class now. I guess I cannot leave now. And then the Filipina girl came, Layla, and then Eli, the super nerdy, religious, the very serious guy, he's not here today. Wallace, the other white guy's here. And so a class of 4 people. Oh no, and then the Indian guy came. So actually 5 people. So we're almost complete. We took the class. 90 minutes of yapping, front to back. I spoke up like 3 times. The funny thing is I did do the reading. Even though I don't really get it at all. And I do have interesting things to say. But like, I feel like I'm not learning anything. It's getting more and more frustrating for me. So class ended. So first thing to do. So the thing is, because I just got my social security number like a few days ago, I have to put it in a report and update it and give it to the HR so that they can give it to the whoever. Or maybe they're not HR. They're like, I don't know. The college house, right? I went there. And then I think yesterday I emailed the woman saying, hey, I can't do Monday, how about Tuesday? And this morning the woman said, oh, I won't be free after 1 p.m. today. And I won't be back until next Thursday. And I'm like, okay, fine. Because literally on Thursday I have a film set. Maybe I can come on Friday, but that means I would have to skip the film set. So I'm like, fine. So I walked from DMC to College House. I went in. There's this Asian woman, East Asian woman, middle-aged, and she's like, no, the woman you're looking for is not here. And she texted her, and the woman I'm looking for was like, no, I'm gone already. And I saw the email, and I'm like, oh my god, it says I won't be free after 1 p.m., not before 1 p.m. So I guess I'm fucked. So I guess I won't have my social security number updated until Friday at the very soonest. But that's one small loss. So while I was buying the sandwich in Starbucks, I received an email from Spotlight, and it says, congratulations, you're chosen as an editor. I wasn't even that, I'm like, oh damn, that's cool, but I wasn't even that shocked or surprised. I mean, I am surprised by the fact that my application to Spotlight is literal garbage. Like, I literally, like, winged the whole application. I didn't really care. I botched it, and I submitted it like 20 minutes late. But somehow I got it, so that's that. And now I have another Zoom meeting to attend tomorrow. So more stuff to do. Fantastic. Amazing. Can't wait. I feel like I'm slowly killing myself because now it's starting to get overwhelming. And I don't know if I can handle all of this shit. Now that's first victory. Then I went to Target to buy stuff. Thankfully, the protest seems to have dissipated and the village is fully open again. Went to Target, bought a bunch of stuff. The cashier, who is a black woman, she's so done with her job. Like, she didn't even speak to me once. She just left me to pack my grocery bag alone. And she just doesn't even look at me. And she just looks so mean. Like, what the fuck? Okay, anyways, got a bunch of stuff. Got milk. So, it's like, milk under the sun, bad, you know? So, yeah. So, thankfully, the bus did come not too late. But yeah, I was afraid the bus is a no-show. But I think the biggest victory of today is I received an email suddenly saying that my judging status has changed on Film Freeway. And I'm like, what? Because if I remember correctly, the next I applied to a bunch of film festivals, and each film festival has a different decision date. The next decision date should be in December, which is way later, but suddenly in October I'm getting this. What the heck? And I opened the email fully expecting to be rejected, because I always get rejected. Such is the way of life, such is the way of my life. But no, I opened the email and it says, "Congratulations!" Exclamation mark. Your film is chosen to be screened at the Cine Asian website. So hell yeah, that's great. I wasn't that super happy about it though, because it's like one of the smaller awards, and it's not even an award. I'm just chosen to be screened on a website. But it's better than nothing, you know? It's better than nothing. It's at least some kind of application. At least I could pretend that it's a film festival. But it's very much like a rolling basis kind of situation. But yeah, you know, at least there's one thing. At least it's better than nothing. So yeah, went back home, and at 5:20 p.m. I did the interview with APCA. So apparently a bunch of people, like I think like maybe 15-ish people applied to be part of the music video crew for APCA. And there were a couple of familiar names, but neither of them are people that I know personally. Or maybe I've just forgotten about them. Or no, one person, I think I've forgotten about them. The other person, I only know their name because she is like this strange recurring side character. She looks like Hye-in from New Jeans, but she's not Korean, she's Chinese. And she's in both my film history class and my TV class. And I also see her in my TV class discussion. And I've ran into her a couple times. So she's this weird, like, recurring character. And her name is Harley. So she also applied. So it would be interesting if I get to know her. But yeah, I did my interview, and honestly, I tried my best to ruin it. Because here's the thing, man. My life is too much. I didn't try my best to ruin it, but, like, I didn't care. Right now, it's too much. I have 5 classes. I have a job. I'm being an editor in Spotlight now. I got film sets outside. I still got YouTube shit, which I'm already trying to tune down. And now this? What? So I honestly try to just not care. And like, so I was so relaxed during the interview. And I think that helped, ironically. I was pretty talkative. I was really smooth. I didn't get nervous at all because, again, I didn't really care. I didn't even want to get chosen. But I said some really good shit. Like, the guy asked me my influences, and I started naming, like, Chinese period films and, like, Japanese period films and anime. And then the guy's like, oh, out of curiosity, like, what's your, like, favorite anime? I bet this isn't part of the script. I bet this isn't part of the question list. And I was like, oh, Monogatari series and Sunny Boy. And obviously, I went for the artsy, obscure animes that nobody watches. But those are the best ones, obviously. And then I was asked, like, why production design and, like, what experience do you have? The guy who interviewed me, he said, production design is actually the most popular choice. And I'm like, well, really? I'm surprised because usually everyone would go for either director or DP, you know, and no one will go for sound or go for producing because producing is like powerful. But I was like, hey, I got experience. I've done set dressing 4 times plus PD once, but that means nothing. And then I'm taking an art directing class, so I know some stuff at least. And at the end, he said, are you open to the idea of collaborating, like having 2 PDs? And I'm like, oh, that's great. Because I guess he's asking this because some people are like, no, I should be the only PD. It should be me. I'm an auteur. But, like, no, because having another PD will genuinely save my life. Like, half the stress will not be with me. And also, like, I don't know, it feels so much better. Like, if I'm the PD and the director's an asshole and the DP's an asshole, then I'm, like, fending for my own life. But if there's another PD who, even if they're an asshole, like, we're on equal standing. So, you know, it's still, like, we're together. So you know what? That's a great idea. Maybe I can pull this off now. And then my second choice is directing. And the guy was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird. Like that's rare that someone would put directing as a second choice because usually people would put directing as first choice." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I said, "I just don't know if I can handle it now." But yeah, we'll see. But given that I just got off of In Summer, and I feel like In Summer is like a lot of higher ups and APCAs involved, and then now this is the real APCA stuff. Like a bunch of random strangers that the higher ups don't know about is gonna turn up here. So yeah. Not much else, honestly. So after that I cooked. I had chicken thigh. Thank God I had enough time to cook. Chicken thigh, whatever. Some tortellini, cooked super fast. And then I left. And I went to art directing class. Speaking of art directing, and I was late by like 10 minutes, but who cares? And holy shit, it's so boring. I actually fell asleep a lot. Today is basically reviewing for midterms, but it's just 2.5 hours of the professor yapping and pouring information on us. Film history, basic cinematography, and like art directing stuff. And I was either drawing on my drawing pad or sleeping. And for some reason Franklin feels closer to me today as well. Like Franklin was like leaning on the table. I thought he's like a Giga Chad. I thought he's like always naked around girls and stuff. Like, what are you doing? I thought you were a Giga Chad. And he was like, "Oh, I want to eat chashu. You know, I really want to eat chashu." And I'm like, "Okay." And then he found like a chashu rice on Uber Eats, and it's from Moon House. Fun fact: I went there with Potter like I think a couple of years ago or last year. It was at Sawtell / Westwood. Not a bad restaurant at all. But yeah. So class is over. The Korean American girl has disappeared, Joyce. And we just left. And man, even though Jingchen speaks highly of this professor, I feel like the entire class is so done with this professor because there's so much information for the midterms, and like apparently, so she's hell-bent on not sharing the PowerPoint slides to us. And then she's like, "Oh no, but like we'll have a Zoom recording and you'll find it on Brightspace." And she keeps repeating that, and it's become kind of funny, like a funny joke. Like, "Oh, it's on Brightspace." And then as it turns out, she and the TA forgot to record the Zoom. Or the TA, Maisie, she thought she was recording, but turns out she's not. So it's all ruined. So somebody was like, "So can you send us the slides?" And then there's a whole issue. And then during the break, I don't know, one of the students, and it's a girl, and I had no idea because I got A- for my assignment, and like it's not bad, I'll take it. I guess she wasn't satisfied with her score, whatever her score is, and she went up to the professor and actually started arguing with her. It wasn't like a very heated argument, it's a very cool argument, but like there is tension, you know. She's like, they're arguing about drawing windows and like double windows, and she's like, "No, but like in the previous slide you said you drew it like this." And then the professor would be like, "Nope, I didn't say that. No, you should draw it the other way." And then she's like, "Okay, but like I don't understand because you told the other person this, but now you're telling me this." And the professor's like, "No, I don't think that happened." And then it went on and on and on, and it's so funny. Like, what the fuck is even happening? So yeah, and then I and Franklin, we called a free lift, and we ended up in the same car, as expected, because we're going to the same direction and we're calling it at the same time. Went to the same car, talked a bit more. He said he wants to go to Palm Springs with friends, and like go to a hot air balloon or something. But he also wants to stay home because he's too tired. Man, I am fucking tired. But I'm really satisfied with my drawing. My drawing skills are really increasing. I'm not gonna show it now, but I'm drawing facial expressions now. I'm trying out anatomy. I tried to draw a hand today. I tried a little calligraphy actually. So yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing now. 2 years ago, it's just neutral face, neutral expression, straight on. Now I can do the sides. I can make a face look up. I can make a face look down. And I can make a face have facial expressions. That's progression right there. So I'm getting there. I really am. I just need to consistently draw. And the fact that I haven't drawn for the last 7 days, now that I picked up a pencil and then suddenly I'm really good at it again, it's like, oh, okay. It's muscle memory. It's really sticking with me now. But yeah, overall, that's it for today. And Kiara, she's not calling me. She wants to call me a few days ago simply because she doesn't want to type too much, but obviously I'm busy as hell, and there's a time zone difference. I was like, oh, can you call, like, my nighttime, but that's like or like my afternoon, so it's like 2 a.m. in your side, and Kiara is asleep anyways. Because she's in Rome, she's in pasta land. But Kiara is suddenly not that interested in fighting Kuchio anymore. She's like, yeah, I don't want to waste my time on this silly man. And I'm like, yeah, I feel you. Yeah. So I guess she changed her mind or something. I'm not even too sure. But either way, I and Tova, we're still marching on with this documentary. It's too good of a story to pass on. Too good. And I think that's it. A lot of people liked my Instagram story. I announced that my short film got chosen or whatever. Also, I confirmed with Kay, the founder of HTOS, to call tomorrow because I can't do the social security number thing tomorrow. So now I have time to do a phone call with Kay. Not a Zoom meeting. She's gonna just call me, which is way better. Like, why Zoom? Why do you want to see my face? So yeah, tomorrow it's gonna be ALI meeting with TA1 for 1 hour, ALI meeting with TA2 for the second hour. I go home, I have a phone call with Kay, I perhaps have a Zoom meeting with Spotlight, and then at night I have a class. If the class ends early, there's an APCA general meeting. Not sure if I'm going. Yeah, that's it. And I need to go to Ralph's. Maybe no, not Wednesday. Not tomorrow either. Not Thursday either. Fuck. Friday might be the only time. Okay, if I go to school on Friday for the social security number thing, and then go see Megalopolis, and then go to Ralph's after 6 p.m., that would be great, because I need toilet paper. And I need a lot of other weird shit. So, yeah. That's it. What a dense day. Okay, time now is 10:09 a.m. in the morning on October 8th. I slept from 5 a.m. till 10 a.m., 5 to 10. So that's 5 hours of sleep, and yeah. Fuck. I am dying. I want sleep. Yeah, and I slept very late. I do realize that. I successfully forced myself to sleep at 3 a.m. Like in the last few days because of the film shoot. 2:30 to 3. And then yesterday I fucked up. Last night I fucked up. I just have too much to do, man. I just have too much to do. I already didn't do the religion class assignment, and I didn't watch 4 episodes of anime. I only watched 1. But I did do quite some stuff. From 11 p.m. onwards, I edited a college update video, I edited 2 movie reviews, I did the laundry, no cap, and I watched 1 episode of anime, and then I actually watched the entire Pulse, which is a 2-hour film. Surprisingly, I didn't fall asleep during the film at all, even though there were points where I almost did, but I think overall it's impressive that I didn't fall asleep in that film at all, considering how slow that film is. Yeah, it's a very, very fucking fantastic film. Really liked it. Yeah. I don't know. Today it's gonna be another very busy day. So I'm waking up a little early so that I could film an album review plus an anime review. And then I have ALI meeting with TA1, ALI meeting with TA2. And then I immediately go back home and I have a phone call with Kay, the founder of HQOS. And then I might have a Spotlight Zoom interview to go to, not sure yet. And then I have the animation class, which is gonna be chill. Yeah, so lots to do again. Lots and lots. And then tomorrow it's like, there's a religion class tomorrow, but no TV class, thank God. But there's still an ALI meeting, and I need to go to Santa Monica to Aero Theater to watch Cloud, which I'm extremely excited about, by the way. Super duper. And then Thursday I'll be on set, so yeah, I'm just busy every day, I guess. But yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff to add. I'm really going full speed ahead with success. I think the only thing that's missing from my climb to success, or like the biggest part that's missing, is I'm still not meeting enough Hong Kongers. I'm still not reaching out enough. And HKSA will not help, because HKSA is full of dumb extroverts. Maybe the TSA would help. I doubt it, though. I don't know. There's got to be some other way to meet Hong Kongers. There's got to be some other way. Yeah. But we'll see. Let's take it slowly. And, yeah. Fuck, I'm so tired. Tonight, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. tonight. Yeah. I believe I'm also waking up around the same time-ish tomorrow. But 3 a.m. to 10 a.m., that's 7 hours. That's not bad. 3 a.m. tonight. Trust me.
Repeat identifying, and they're free on the 26th. And I guess they're looking for 2 chefs experienced in culinary arts for that time. So,
Alright, time now is 9:13. I'm in my street clothes. Literally just came back home like 2 minutes ago. I'm just gonna quickly talk about today and then have dinner and then I'm done. Wow, another very dense day. I don't know, I feel like I'm entering territory that I've never been in my life, you know, and that territory is doing too much. I'm doing too much right now, and I feel like I've come to a point where I'm giving too much for myself to do. But yeah, today is another very complicated day. I woke up and I filmed 2 reviews. And then I was late again. I was late by like 15 minutes too. I walked all the way to EEB Cafe to meet up with TA1 to rehearse the presentation with him. And then yeah, that was alright, that went well. And then I went to Levy Library, and because walking from EEB to Levy Library takes a while, 15 minutes later I arrived at the Levy Library. So I was late for like 10 minutes. From 1:10 p.m. to 3 p.m. I had another meeting with TA2. And then we watched an episode of Succession together, the pilot episode, which I don't think he enjoyed that much, but I personally, on a rewatch, it's great. I love it so much more. Way better than I remembered. But yeah, more of the same. And apparently there's this report that we need to do called Mini Lesson Feedback Report, where we hear our TAs do a presentation and then we sort of give feedback. But I probably got the email. I did get the email, but I just forgot about it because so much shit is happening. And then I directly went home after that, I believe. Yes, because 3:30 I had a call with Kay, the co-founder of HKOS. So thank God I immediately got onto a bus after that point because I was dying of hunger. I went back home and I had a call with Kay over Telegram, and very interesting. Probably the highlight of the day, really, because Kay, I called Kay, and she's like, "So do you have anything to say to me? What are you calling me for?" And I'm like, "I thought you want me to call you because you have something to say." So John always DM me. So Kay was like, "Okay, so yeah, essentially you said you're interested in helping out next year, so I'm wondering if you want to replace John L as like the director of the festival," which is like fucking insane. I'm only 22. I still haven't seen enough films. I've seen like 1,000, but that's not enough. And like I've made 8 short films, but that's somehow not enough. I just feel like I'm just not that professional of a guy yet. And then for the next 45 minutes-ish, Kay just proceeded to spitball and just throw out ideas and throw out information constantly. Information about how the organization is ran and money. Apparently, even though it's a non-profit organization, he gave John L. $1,200 and he paid the graphic designer $600 and the other guy, Chester, like $500. And again, because this is a relatively new NPO, giving people money and like rates and stuff, they're very tricky. They're a slippery slope because there's no regulation, there's no percentage, there's no math behind, you know, how much money you pay. Unlike my mom's company, which, yeah, it's an NPO, but it's an NPO for like 12 years now, and everyone has a certain pay rate. Even though it's not a lot, but, you know, it's money from real organizations, you know, donations. So, yeah, and then she started talking about, you know, other things like finding a graphic designer, booking theaters, and she went on and on about booking theaters. Apparently, John L. considered Landmark Newark, which is fucking awesome. I love that place. You know, 2001: A Space Odyssey with Leslie. What a miserable experience. I loved it. Eyes Wide Shut with Cliff. I saw Old Boy with Michelle there. Genuinely great place, but the thing is, they're expensive. They're cheap in the morning, they're expensive at night. Same with Langley, whichever one in Santa Monica, NoHo, Glendale. Apparently John L. wanted to bring it to AMC, but obviously that's impossible because AMC is such a difficult, like, it's a big movie theater chain. Like, it's really difficult to handle AMC. They're expensive, and it's just a lot of complicated shit. But I don't know, there are tons of theaters all around LA, you know, Brain Dead Studios, which is definitely not happening. Arrow Theater, which is also definitely not happening. I don't know, there's Secret Movie Club, which is this weird place. Maybe it'll work. New Bev, not happening. Landmark Westwood, maybe. That's a good place. I don't know. There's just a bunch of random theaters all around the city, and who knows. But yeah, essentially, and then I had some ideas too. I was like, hey, maybe I could join a podcast. So John L was the guy who started the podcast, but since John L is moving to London, it's not happening anymore. And apparently, like some directors, like the director of the Sparing Partner, the guy whom I ran into twice already, he's in talks with Kay to join a podcast or something, and apparently he's really nice. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll talk to him and tell him how bad his movies are or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that's a really interesting proposition, and it's easy for me to think, oh my god, I am now given the throne because John L has left, and now I will become the director, and I will choose what films to watch, and I'm going to choose the theaters, and I'm going to host them, and I'm going to be famous. But yes and no, because HKOS is such a small organization that we're not like a giant, we're just a beggar. We're like a small beggar, begging for people's attention and begging for money because we keep losing freaking money every year. We almost, apparently HKOS didn't lose any money in the first film festival, only because Delicious Food Corner sponsored them. Or us. I guess now I'm part of it. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of things I can do. Apparently, Kay considered me because Kay had a Zoom meeting with John L. and Chester, and they were talking about succession. They were talking about, what next, what to do next year. And John L. recommended me. Both of them recommended me, which is fucking crazy. It's so crazy. Again, I hate that I keep doing this, but back in 2017, 2018, the concept of me doesn't exist. Like, I barely exist in the world. Now people actually know me and have an idea of me. So John L. recommended me, but John L. also said, oh, he's young. Spoken like a master, like Shifu, like he's like a kung fu master, like, the kid has potential, but the boy is still young, he just gives out that vibe, but I'll take that as a compliment. Again, I feel like I'm not the most capable man in the world. After all, I'm 22 and I still have school. But truth be told, I have seen like 121 Hong Kong films, 122 after tonight, actually, and which is not that much, but also like enough for me to talk about it. And then I've also like made short films, and I don't think Kay realizes how much I've actually done. Kay was like, oh, you should keep in touch with John L. because he's a very well-rounded guy. He does production, he writes really well, and that's true. John L. does the same things I do, but like way better and way more successfully. Like his MFA thesis, winning awards, Cannes Pavilion, his reviews and articles, Cannes Film Festival, like, and apparently John L. thought that he felt very restricted because HKOS didn't have money, right? So HKOS couldn't screen too many films or pick too many fancy locations, and he felt restricted. So he's going to London and he's doing big things there. But yeah, LA turns out to be like a humble, small place for a Hong Kong community. It's really small and there's like no one, essentially. So we'll see. But I'm definitely willing to do this, and I like hosting films. Because my portfolio would be stacked, and if I apply to Cannes, that would be great. Even though Cannes would be before the actual film festival next year, but at least I could say something. Be legit. That's like my life goal, or partially. Like my goal in life ultimately is to promote Hong Kong film and protect it, right? This is part of it, so I want to do this. So yeah, but I don't know if I can do this alone because I'm still a kid, a 22-year-old kid, but still a kid. I've never had sex, and also Yeah, you actually scratch that. Look at Thorfinn. You can be a man and still be a virgin. Look at Thorfinn. Um, I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. It's just too much though. I'm worried I'm giving myself too much because now I have Spotlight, I have APCA, I have ALI, and then HKOS, plus 5 classes, and film sets, and on top of that, YouTube. That's too much. Maybe I'm slowly killing myself. But yeah. So that's very interesting. So I do want to meet with John L because I feel like two like-minded Hong Konger filmmakers in LA should definitely 100% meet. And we have a lot to talk about actually. Film festivals, but also films, writing, future of Hong Kong cinema. It's important, you know? It's like Kurosawa meeting Miyazaki. That's crazy metaphor. That's too crazy of a metaphor, but like something like that. Um So, anyways, I went to CT. I made myself noodles. I went to CTCS 469, and today's interesting because today the professor's not here, and it was just a TA saying, "Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna play the movie, and then we'll do attendance, and then you can leave. It's chill." So we watched the film, and holy shit, this is one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. I fell asleep. I didn't understand it at all. And I was like half awake, half asleep throughout the whole thing. And then we did attendance, and then we could leave. And it was like 7:40. And like, what? So there is APCA general meeting at 8:30. I kind of want to join because I keep not joining because it keeps clashing with my classes. So after CTCS 469, I actually spoke with North, and North continued to like complain about APCA and how shitty they are. The thing is, that's to be expected. Like APCA is full of non-film people, like non-film production or film studies people, and they don't really care about quality. They just want to mess around, and I get that. But also, North was like, yeah, you know, the quality's so fucking bad. Like the DP doesn't know how to DP, and the AC has the DP. The AD doesn't know how to AD, so the director has AD. Actors are dropping out. It's kind of hilarious, actually. It's a bit of an ends and means moment, you know? But anyways, I and North walked to the village, and then I walked back to school, went to SCA, and out of curiosity, I went to a general meeting of APCA. And I went for 15 minutes, and I'm like, fuck it, I can't take it. So I left. I escaped. But yeah, I saw Harley, who looks like Hyein. It's kind of creepy that I know her now because I've seen her name and I remember her self-introduction, even though she has no idea who I am. But yeah, it's so fucking cringy, actually. So I went and APCA booked a classroom, and a bunch of people showed up. A lot of familiar faces, you know, both co-presidents, Jake, Cameron, and apparently like a bunch of people are sitting in the front seats. Like Katie's here, Jamie, the other girl's here, and even Calix, who I haven't seen in a while, the Asian guy. So a lot of those people are here, but I don't want to just walk up to them and be like, gang shit. So I sat at the very back. I'm like some antisocial dude. And then it's really, and then at some point they did some announcements, and that's chill. I could just ignore them. And then apparently today they're doing Jeopardy, and they're separating the entire classroom into groups, and everyone's having fun. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go. And it's so cringy because Jake, I know Jake, but like, I'm just like a peasant when I'm sitting there. So it's like, okay, we're gonna separate everyone into groups. So you say 1, you say 2, you say 3, and then so on and so forth. So we're gonna split into groups of 3 in random. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I was like 2. And then I'm like, okay, I feel fucking stupid now. I'm gonna leave. So I just ran. After I said 2, and everyone got off their seats, I'm like, okay, everyone's moving around. I'm just gonna slip away. So I slipped away. I ran down the hallway, and then I left. I did the same thing at the HKSA meeting, but this is better, but still. So yeah, ball sacks. I don't know. Maybe ABCA is not for me. I just can't do general meetings. Like a bunch of strangers, or people that I know slightly, but still kind of strangers, I just can't handle it. My introverted ass just can't. Um, Also, I haven't had dinner, so I want to go home early. But I just can't fucking handle it. It's too cringy. Maybe if it's like a one-on-one, like, or like a small group thing, maybe it would be better. But this is just torture. So yeah, maybe APCA isn't the way. You know, I thought about being like in the e-board and being powerful and shit, but maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's just pure cringe. There's better quality stuff outside of the club and outside of the school. Maybe I'll stick with that. Don't know. Also, as I was going back to the campus for the ABCA meeting, Jaden, the UPM of the Candy short film, called me and told me to fill in a crew meal memo. Crew deal memo. Crew meal memo. I don't know. So much is happening. Short film, spotlight. I couldn't access the fucking Google Doc that I'm supposed to access in Spotlight, or like it's like a spreadsheet or something. So I emailed them and I finally got it back, and I have to watch a Zoom meeting and do a little quiz, and then but I'm excited for Spotlight because it's like minimal work. I just write or edit a article per semester. That's it. So I might do that, and then yeah, so much shit is happening now. HKOS. To be fair, Kay told me that usually the whole process for film festival organization takes place over half a year, which is nice because feature films take longer than that. But yeah, you know, finding a theme, buying rights to films, contacting theaters, marketing, promotion, graphic design, etc., etc., scheduling, transportation, catering, finding sponsors, the whole bunch. Half a year. So if it takes place in August next year again, like, I don't really have to worry about this shit until February next year, so we have plenty of time. But yeah. Yeah, but it's good to like start having ideas now. It's good to start discussing things now, you know. I can't wait to email Criterion and email Arrow Video and email 88 Films and reach out to film YouTubers and like chat with big directors. And like all this is under the context that they don't know that my mom used to be an actor, so people can't accuse me of using nepotism, because in this context, everyone thinks I'm just completely new to film, which I am, but like, you know. So much is happening. So I'm gonna try my best to sleep a little early tonight. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna wake at 11. So 3 to 11, that's 8 hours. Sweet. Mwah. But obviously 3 a.m., I don't know if I can achieve that. I'm also going to try to squeeze in Ralph's tomorrow because I obviously can't go on Thursday. Obviously today's too late already, and I don't know if I can survive more. Like, I have a chicken thigh, I have chicken curry, I have steak. Maybe I can eat that steak twice. That's 4 dinners. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know, man. Maybe, if possible, I'd like to squeeze in Ralph's tomorrow, but I can't do it. I can't go to Ralph's at night because I have to go to Arrow Theater tomorrow night. So the only way for me to be able to do this is go to Ralph's directly after my religion class, which is also a bit risky because I do want to arrive at Arrow Theater as early as I can. And going there takes time. So, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. I do want to meet more Hong Kongers, though. That is a numero uno priority, I think. I'm not meeting them just to survive anymore, because I think I've done that already. I think this time is more so just looking out for my people. Really, I do think that TSA, TAO, whatever, I think they're even better opportunities for me. Like, yeah, I do think they are somehow even better. So, yeah. Also, small trivial thing, doesn't really matter, but the AD guy for Once Upon a Time in a Blue Moon, or Once in a Blue Moon feature film from 2 years ago, talked to me a bit on Instagram. He's a bit of a weird guy, honestly. But yeah, he talked to me a little bit about film festivals. Yippee-ki-yay! Okay, time now is 11:23 a.m. on October 9th. Slept from like 4:15 a.m. to 11 a.m. basically, 11:15. So it's a good 7 hours. I wish I could have slept more than that, honestly. I wish I had more time than that. But yeah, that's it. That's that. Um, yeah. So, oh my god, someone's blasting music. It's gotta be Mary. Um, Holy shit, I hate it when Americans do that. Blasting music. Um, yeah, so last night I tried to sleep earlier, I did. Um, but yeah, I just fell asleep while watching a movie again. I keep falling asleep. Um, so, yeah, fuck, and then I have to wake up like, oh my god, I just received the call sheet for tomorrow, and the call time is 6:30. So I'm assuming that I will be picked up at around 5:30, so I need to wake up at 5 fucking a.m. So that's great. If I go to bed at 2:30, that would give me about 2.5 hours to sleep. I hope the call time isn't okay. I hope the pickup time isn't like 5:30 or something. I hope it's not 5:30. Come on. But yeah, the Yelin is on the call sheet, so that's fucking cool. This is like the second time I'm running into a community college friend from a totally different set. The first time is like Naja showing up for Neither Donkey Nor Horse. So yeah, there's gonna be very interesting. Also, the art department, there's like no one in there, other than Wu Lun, the Beijing woman, and then Ray is coming back as a set dresser, and then Mo and Jing and Yungu, who is the other girl from Suzhou, AFI graduate, etc. Fuck. I'm gonna be so sleepy. I don't know what kind of measures can I do. So today, several things again, right? I'm going to I'm waking up early just to finish Out of the Dark, the film that I couldn't finish last night, and then ALI meeting from 1 to 2 p.m. From 2 to 3:30 it's religion class, and then yeah, after 3:30 I'm going to Ralph's. So, And given that it's the afternoon and free lift doesn't exist, I'd say I'm just gonna walk from Ralph's back home, which is probably gonna take 15-ish minutes. Thank God that's an option, thank God. So that will be around 4:30, hopefully, by the time I get home. And then I will have about half an hour to have lunch at 4:30, and then this entire schedule is insane already. Yeah, half an hour, and then at 5 a.m. I'm leaving. I'm bouncing. I'm leaving, because I'm going to the Aero Theater at 5. At 5, I'm going to the Aero Theater, and then I'll probably arrive at around 5:45-ish, 6 p.m., and then I'll be lining up outside the Aero Theater for a whole hour for Cloud/Chime. I want to sit more front so that I could see Kurosawa Kiyoshi's face. And then, yeah, it's gonna be such a big screening. And then, yeah, and then I'll probably get home 11 p.m.-ish, midnight, call an Uber, rip. But yeah, I definitely do need Ralph's. Yesterday I was cooking and I was like, holy shit, I'm having a food crisis. Both yesterday and 2 days ago, I also had less than 2,000 calories, because I genuinely have ran out of food. And the steak I got from Target is fucking shit. It's like sandwich steak and it's sliced. I put it on a pan and it just bubbles up into a blood soup because it's chopped up and stuff. And then I cook it with butter and garlic and it doesn't matter. It's dry. It's mushy and dry at the same time somehow. And then I only had tortellini. I don't have other kinds of pasta. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get boba. I think I'll get boba. After a religion class. Or maybe I should just fucking skip the religion class. Ugh. I don't know. I do want to get boba because A, it's gonna really fill me up. Yeah. And then maybe tonight I'll take some melatonin pills. I think if I'm waking up at like 5, melatonin pills definitely required.